Hey everybody, Ken here, CCG vlog. 3 events this weekend, December 20, 21, and 22. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be at the Joliet Claren Hotel and Convention Center right off of I-80 and Larkin Avenue. 3 events this weekend, but one massively featured tournament. It's the Titan weekend. The Titan down in Joliet. One of our most fun and favorable tournaments to play in. It's a $50 buy-in. There's 9 flights or day 1 flights to get you into day 2. When you get into day 2, you are in the money. Last year, the 2023 Titan, which was also held in Joliet at the same hotel, got over 300 entries, a 17K prize pool. It's a super fun tournament, and I'm hoping that we can break some of those records again this year. So let's hop right into the Titan, as that's the featured massive tournament of the weekend. The Titan, it's big. It's a Saturn, it's a moon outside of Saturn. It's the largest moon outside of Saturn. It's also the largest $50 tournament here in Cherry Poker in the Midwest. 9 flights. There are 4 flights on Friday, 5 flights on Saturday. You got to get in the top 10% of one of those flights in order to advance to day 2. Whatever chips you bag from your flight is what you will start with in day 2, so it's kind of a continuation of it. The blind structure does get rolled back. It is a progressive blind tournament, meaning the first 5 levels, they're going to be 12-minute levels, then the next 5 levels are going to go up to 15-minute levels, and then a level 11 and up on day 1 will be 20-minute levels. When you qualify for day 2, I'm not going to say if you qualify for day 2, because we all know you're going to qualify for day 2. When you qualify for day 2, you're going to take whatever chips you bagged from day 1, and you're going to go to day 2. Day 2 starts at noon on Sunday. Noon on Sunday. You take whatever chips you've got bagged, you play out, you're in the money. Last year, I think min cash was like $90, somewhere in there. Then you play it out like a regular tournament. When you go to day 2, the blinds get rolled all the way back to level 11, which is 1K, 2K, and the levels start at 30 minutes. And then when you get to the final table of the Titan, you go to 40-minute levels. In hopes, no promises, but we're hoping to be able to record the final table and live stream it for you later next week, which should be a blast, so be prepared for that. Get your TV faces on. But let's talk about the Titan itself. It's a $50 buy-in. There's a $5 add-on. That'll get you 6,000 in starting chips, starting stack, 6K starting stack. Flights on Friday are going to be at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6:30 p.m., and 8:30 p.m., the first 4 flights. The next 5 flights, to total out our 9 flights, are going to be on Saturday, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m., and the last chance flight, which will be at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. Now, in order to qualify for day 2, you have to finish in the top 10% of your flight, whatever flight you choose to play. Now, you might play all 9 flights, you might play 1 flight, get in and be done. That's up to you, and it's certainly, you know, the best case scenario is to play the first flight on Friday, get in, take some time off, read some charts, and get your GTO ready and play on Sunday with a massive chip stack that you have. Players will play down till 10% in each field. There are no antes in this structure, so it's a big blind-less ante tournament, meaning there are no big blinds. Sorry, that was a little confusing. There's no big blind ante in this tournament, no antes. So it's just a regular early bird structure, 25-50 to start, and then go up from there, which will be great. It's a really good structure for a $50 tournament. And again, like I said, we had over 300 entries in 2023. So that's a blast. And hopefully we'll get close to that number again this year. You got to finish in the top 10% of your flight. So let's say you play in one of the flights on Friday and there are 30 players in your flight, right? Registration closes in every flight after the 5th level. So just like the early bird, registration will be open for the first hour or so, those first 5 levels, and then that's it. There is a break add-on similar to the early bird. If you're one of our early bird players, it's a $20 break add-on to get you another 5 can chips. Now, just like the early bird, out of that $20, 15 is going to go to the prize pool, $5 is what the hosting charity is going to keep. So that is always a question that people ask: is the add-ons go, the break add-ons, do they go to the prize pool? In this case, just like the early bird, $15 of each, 20 is going to go to the prize pool, $5 is what the hosting charity is going to keep. So again, back to that hypothetical situation. You plan a flight on Friday, let's say the 4 o'clock, and there's 30 players in that one. That 40-player flight that 30-player flight at 4 p.m. is going to play down to the top 3 players. As soon as you get down to 3 players, play stops. Player number 1 is going to bag their chips. Player number 2 is going to bag their chips. Player number 3 is going to bag their chips. So it does matter. Not only do you need to get into the top 10%, but obviously there's a big advantage of going in with a big chip stack. If you just squeak in and you've got $8,000 or $10,000, $8,000 or $10,000 in chips to go to day 2, you do qualify for day 2, which is great. You're in the money. However, you're going to come back with whatever stack you had when play stopped in your flight. Meaning, if you had 10,000, you're going to come back on Sunday with 10,000 chips. If you got 80,000, you come back with 80,000. So it is top 10% of every field. We do round up on the 5s. So, for example, if there is 35 players in a flight, the top 4 will get in, because 3.5 would round up to 4 full players. We can't take half of a player. But on the flip side, that line is at 5, meaning if there are 34 players, we're only taking 3, the top 3. So bear that in mind when you're playing in your flight to know exactly how many players are going to get in. And you do take whatever chips you've accumulated on day 1 will go with you on day 2. But Ken, you say, what if I play multiple flights and I qualify multiple times? Because I'm an excellent tournament player. I think I can qualify for all 9 flights. Meaning I can finish in the top 10% of all 9 flights. Mathematically and time-wise, that might not be possible. But let's say you play in 2 different flights. And let's say you play in the first flight on Friday. You get into the top 10%, but you got a short chip stack, right? You got like 12, 15,000. You're like, I really need more chips to come back on Sunday than that. So I'm going to try to play another flight. What happens if I qualify again? If you qualify a second time, on Sunday, you can't play 2 different spots. So what will happen in that case is you will combine both bags. You don't sacrifice any chips. So you had 15,000 from your flight on Friday and 40,000 from your flight on Saturday. You had a better run on Saturday when you made the top 10%. So 40,000 plus 15,000, you're gonna go to day 2 with 55,000. You combine them together, 55,000. Whatever the chips are, you combine them together, and you're gonna get a min cash payout for one of the bags, and you're gonna play 1 spot. Meaning, you're really accounting for 2 players in the day 2 tournament, but you can't play 2 different spots. So what happens is you're kind of knocking yourself out. You get the min cash payout, and then you play out 1 chip stack for the combined chip total. No sacrifices. If you manage to make it through 3 flights, you're gonna combine all 3 bags, and you're gonna get 2 min cash payouts, and you're gonna play 1 spot. So again, however many bags you have, you're gonna combine them all together. You get a min cash for whatever bags you are knocking yourself out of, right? So if you got 3 bags, you can't play 2 of them, you can only play 1 of them. So you're gonna get 2 min cash payouts and still play out for that first, for that 1 chips stack spot. So this is an interesting thing about the Titan, is that we do encourage you to play multiple flights, try to get in multiple times. I think the record in 2023 was, I know there were people, a handful of people, 1 or 2 people, 2 or 3 people I should say, 2 or 3. I know it was definitely more than 1. Don't think it was 4. So 2 to 3 players qualified at least 3 times. Excuse me. 1 player might have gotten through on 4 flights, but I'm not 100% sure. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. So, as many times as you get in, you're gonna min cash for all the bags that you drop out. You're gonna play out in 1 spot. Hang on 1 second. Okay, we're back. 4 flights on Friday, 5 flights on Saturday, 9 flights total. The top 10% round up on the 5s will get into Sunday's day 2 of the Titan, where you will be in the money. Again, last year I think the minimum cash payout was around 90 bucks. I expect it to be the same as well, because it's based off the buy-in rather than anything else. Day 2 is going to start at noon on Sunday. The blind levels will get reduced back down to the 11th level, because again, 9 different flights, 9 different numbers of players in each flight. Some players are going to play longer or get to their top 10% faster than others, so there's no way to do this. We are going to bump it back down to level 11, which is 1K, 2K. So Sunday's tournament will start at 1K, 2K, level 11, 30-minute levels at that point. So you're going to get tons of play. Again, still no antes. It's just a regular structure. 30-minute levels until you get to the final table. Final table will be a 40-minute recorded / live streamed CCG Poker TV feature table. So it should be tons of fun, and we're definitely excited about that. On Sunday, you have other tournament options as well. At 1 o'clock, we have a stack and final tournament. which is a $120 buy-in, 1 p.m. start on that one. A little bit different time frames, kind of like slotting in after day 2 start of the Titan. So 1 o'clock start time, $120 buy-in, $10 add-in will get you 40K in chips. I'm sorry, it's a stack tournament. So it's a $120 buy-in. It's going to get you the $10 add-on, and the on-time bonus will get you 60K in chips. First 10 levels are going to be 15-minute levels. After that, they go to 25-minute levels. The bonus in this one, that why we're calling it the stack and final, if you make the finals table of this tournament, you automatically get a $120 voucher that you can use in 2025 for any $120 deep stack of equal or lesser value. So any stack that's 120 bucks, any Saturday stacks, you can play in those. The Friday night deep stacks, any of those, anything that's $120 buy-in or less, you can play in by making the final table of this one free and clear from CCG. So that is a nice bonus for the 1 o'clock tournament. 2 o'clock we've got the early bird, 4 o'clock is the Sunday special, and then 6:30 is the PLO, which will be a ton of fun. Last week in Batavia, the Action Jackson got almost 40 players in it. 40 entries. There's probably 2 tables in that tournament, but lots of rebuys and re-entries. It's an Action Jackson. The whole point is to just keep firing, you know, Andrew Jackson's in that tournament, $20 bills. It's a blast. Cash game players, they're going to have cash games all weekend. PLO will run on Friday, 1, 2, and 2, 3 all weekend from start to finish. If you want to get on any of those lists, hit me up in the comment section below. Cash is king players, don't forget Battle Royale. If you qualify for the top 18, make sure you check yourself on the points list. If you qualified for the Battle Royale, it is on Friday in Joliet. 15K up for grabs in that one. Should be a blast. And we thank you guys very much, guys and girls, everybody who qualified. I want to make it poker players. We want to thank all the poker players who came out and played this week, the last few months in general. The Cash is King is one of our most favorite, and I think people really like it. And we got a lot of great feedback this year on how we can improve it for 2025. So I think the Cash is King is certainly going to stay for next year. But with that being said, we'll see you top 18 players on Friday to battle it out and see who will be crowned the Cash is King or Cash is Queen, depending on who gets in there. If you have any questions about this weekend's events at the Claren Hotel in Joliet, please, as always, hit me up in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe, like, share us, give us a little heart there if you're watching us on Instagram. Either way, thank you so much for being part of the CCG Poker family. We will see you this weekend in Joliet. Bye, everybody.